Hello traders, Rich here, and here's a quick but detailed update on AUDJPY. As usual, if you guys like video analysis, let me know in the comments or simply leave a like. So let's get started. As we clearly see, AUDJPY has been overall bullish for a while, making higher highs and higher lows. However, it's currently approaching a very strong resistance area and the upper brown trend line acting as a non-horizontal resistance. That's why we'll be looking for sell stops on lower time frames. As usual, as price retests the support zone, we'll be looking for trend following buy setups. It was a support, then a resistance, and it's currently acting as a support area. But let's take it step by step. Now around a resistance, so let's zoom into lower time frames and look for sell setups, because no matter how strong a resistance is, it can still be broken upward, so we don't sell blindly. Always wait for extra confirmation. We can see that from M30 time frame we are currently bullish and forming this channel. So as per my trading plan, I'll be waiting for a new swing low to form around the lower trend line to consider it my trigger swing. For those who know me, I always highlight it like this as our trigger, and when the sell is activated, the stop loss would be just above the previous swing high, and we target a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio to have an edge over the market from a risk management perspective. Meanwhile, and until the sell is activated, AUDJPY would be overall bullish and can still trade higher before trading lower or even break this resistance zone upward, as I mentioned from daily. Before we continue, I want to tell you about Tickmill. Tickmill is established in 2014 and is one of the leading Forex and CFD brokers with registered users from more than 200 different countries. Tickmill is a no-dealing desk and ECN broker regulated in many countries like the UK, Cyprus, and recently in South Africa. With Tickmill, you can trade a wide range of instruments, starting from Forex to indices, commodities, and even crypto. Most importantly, with very low spreads and trading fees. If you don't have an account yet, make sure to create one using my referral link in the description below to benefit from 5% discounts on your trading fees. And let's continue. As we clearly see, EURCAD has been trading inside this range for a while, making almost equal highs and equal lows. And previously, if you remember, we were looking for sell setups around this area to catch the next movement downward, because EURCAD has been sitting around a very strong resistance zone, which we can see even better from daily time frame. So for now, as EURCAD is approaching the lower bound acting as a support area, and it's also a demand zone as we had an aggressive movement upward from it, we'll be looking for buy setups, unless of course it's broken downward, then a movement lower would be expected till around the next support, which is the intersection of this 1.32 support zone and the lower brown trend line acting as a non-horizontal support. But let's take it step by step, right? And now inside the range approaching the lower bound, so we'll zoom into lower time frames to look for buy setups. If we zoom into M30 time frame, we can see that we previously were trading the range upward, downward, and for now price is around the lower bound, so obviously we'll be looking also for buy setups. That's our last major high, so we'll be waiting for the bulls to take over by breaking above it. And for those who already know, I always highlight it like this as my trigger, and when the buy is activated, the stop loss would be just below the previous swing low, and we target a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio to have an edge over the market from a risk management perspective, which would be around the upper bound as well, where we'll be looking for buy sell setups and so on, right, until eventually this range is broken upward or downwards. But as long as we are inside the range, we'll be looking for setups unless it's broken. That's it for EURCAD. Best of luck, and I'll see you on the next one.